what is the impact that COVID is having on the need in our community right now? What is the impact that people need to understand?
Now, we've seen greater food insecurity in these last 6.5 months than we've seen since the Great Recession. Now in Colorado, it's 1 in 7 people is food insecure, or 1 in 5 kids. And up to 1 in 3 households is actually struggling to afford food. So we've seen an unprecedented need. And at Food Bank of the Rockies, we've almost doubled the amount of food that we are distributing every single week.
What are you projecting is going to happen over the next couple of months, and how can we help our neighbors in need right now?
What we're projecting over the next couple months is an exacerbation of what we've seen so far. As families are going more and more months without their kids being in school, they're having to meet their kids' nutritional needs at home, suffering more economic and more job losses or continued job losses, as we're seeing more people turn to Food Bank of the Rockies and our partner food pantries for food help for the first time in their lives. And we're seeing more and more of that every single month, as comments like, I never thought I would be in this position, and here I am lined up at a food pantry. I didn't know this could happen to me.
It might be surprising to some of our audience of some of the families and the people who are turning now for help during these times.
It is surprising. We have people in neighborhoods like Parker, people in the suburbs, people in neighborhoods who you may not expect would be food insecure, or coming from houses that you may not expect, but who've suffered an income loss, and now they are also meeting their kids' nutritional needs fully at home. And just with this surprise of, I didn't think this could ever happen to me. And many of us are a couple paychecks away from being in that position ourselves. Like 30 to 40% of people who are serving have never in their entire lives needed help with food.
If you can, take us behind the scenes of the Food Bank of the Rockies. What have been the challenges? How have you guys worked through this, with no playbook, probably just learning on the fly? What has it really been like for your organization behind the scenes?
Yeah, no playbook. We invented this overnight, late March, of how do we incorporate social distancing in every facet of our operations, and safety and sanitation. Even how we're distributing food is now through a drive-through model where cars line up. So we've changed every facet of what we do. I would say the biggest overall theme in all of this, though, is just inspiration of our volunteers and our staff team showing up, and donors stepping up to make it possible. As we would not have foreseen 6.5 months ago that we would have the organizational ability to pivot as quickly as we have and to almost double the food distribution. And it's really the people who come together who've made it possible.
People right now really searching for hope in different places. The world is really tough right now. Talk to me about where do you find hope in all this? In the organization, just what you have seen over the past couple of months.
Gosh, where don't I find hope right now? There's so much. It's from our staff team and our volunteers I'm tucked away in a quiet corner of our warehouse right now, so it's hard to see the activity. But we have about 100 volunteers every single day who are showing up to package and distribute food. And our staff team and donors, we had a donor who stopped in who said, I want to make a $25 gift. I know it's not much, but I just lost my job. And I know that you're going to be here for people like me when we need it.
For someone who's still looking to give back, to help, maybe they're used to volunteering, has COVID impacted how people can volunteer or give back right now?
Yeah, COVID has impacted. It's impacted a lot of people's. Like many nonprofit organizations, we depend on a lot of older adults, a lot of retired people volunteering. Some of them are still showing up, and some others that decided that they don't feel safe doing so right now, even though we have all of the safety and sanitation protocols in place. And our message to them is, we've got this, because we also have additional volunteers now who do feel comfortable in showing up to volunteer. And whether people are supporting us because they volunteered for 5 years up until COVID hit, or they're still making a contribution from their home, financial gift, or they're still showing up once a week now, it's everyone stepping up however they are able to meet these extraordinary needs.
What are the biggest misconceptions that you think that people have about the food bank, and perhaps people who benefit from the food bank? What are some of those misconceptions that we can clear up?
I think there's two big misconceptions. One is, who are the people who we serve? A lot of people assume it's not people like me, it's not people like my neighbors, and they might be surprised at seeing some of the cars line up. There are people who do have cars who can still afford some of the bare necessities, and for whom getting this food is going to make a big difference in them being able to pay their mortgage or pay their rent because they didn't see themselves in this situation. The other misperception is the type of food that we are distributing. You can see behind me a lot of canned good, which is a large staple that we're distributing, but about half of all the food we're distributing right now is fresh produce, fruits and vegetables. If anyone knows a neighbor or a friend, or they themselves need help, they can visit foodbankrockies.org to find out where a food distribution is, either one of our mobile pantries or one of our food pantry partners, bricks and mortar pantries that we work with. There's two great ways that people can help. One is we always need volunteers, and the second is by making a financial gift.